Good morning, welcome to the driveway. To the surprise of probably not a whole lot of people, the BE-1 is broken and we have to resort to drastic measures. Learning something. In the last episode with this adorable little nugget, we got it running and driving with this new carburetor using a 3D printed adapter plate that went through several revisions. But as you can tell, I've had to do some reinforcements with a zippy strap just to keep it from warping. Even though we're using carbon fiber infused nylon, it still is not able to hold up to the rigors of engine bay use. So now I have to figure out something a bit more durable, but first I should probably get this whole mess off of the car. Yeah, so there's our adapter plate. You can see what my design was. It's just a flat plate with some countersinks in it on both sides, and then it sort of adapts the airflow into the car, and it is a little wavy. We didn't reach, this doesn't get hot enough for to hit the glass transition temperature of this material, which is like 140 degrees Celsius or something like that, but I guess it did just loosen it up a bit, and then it actually deformed enough that the fasteners on this side were all loose. So I think what I'm gonna do is I wanna make this, but out of metal, and then use studs instead of countersinks. So I got to figure out how to do that. Welcome to my basement. This is where things happen. Mostly just storage though, and foundation issues, but also the solution to the Nissan's problems in the form of this, a desktop CNC machine. This is the Makera Carvera Air. It is extremely heavy. It was very difficult to get down here, but it is a desktop CNC milling machine, 3-axis with a removable 4th axis. Right now, we are going to use it to make ourselves an aluminum replacement for my slightly flexible 3D printed part, and hopefully that will solve our issues. It also means that I can make more stuff like this in the future a lot easier once we learn how to use it. Around here somewhere is a test print, or a test piece that we made. Some of their built-in stuff, that's why there's plastic everywhere. There are a few caveats with this, a few things that I think Makera could have explained a bit easier. Behind the camera is actually my friend Daniel, who actually professionally uses, he's a professional CNC programmer, and coming from only ever doing professional stuff to a desktop, I almost said printer, desktop mill like this was a bit of a, there are a lot of things that these sort of assume and don't make explicit, like the Z height is the top of the material. It took us a while to figure that out, and the fact that there is no post-processor necessary for this, it just runs, you can run it straight out of Fusion 360. Well, I guess it's just called Fusion now, if you want. They have a software called Makera Cam, which is their own cam solution, which is free with one of these if you buy one. It's currently in beta or alpha. I think it's in beta right now, or it's in like pre-alpha or something. It's really early in production, and is it kind of shows. It does a lot of things kind of old-fashioned. It is functional, but it kept losing our tools, it kept losing our tool paths, it kept erroring out. Something that worked 15 minutes before would not work 15 minutes later until restarting the program, so it's still very much in beta. We ended up just using Fusion, or using the free, the hobbyist version of it, and the restriction there is that you only get one tool. You cannot do a tool change, so we're going to be doing this part with the 3.175 by 12 millimeter square and mill. It looks like, I'm going to cut myself doing this, there we go. Looks like that. There it is. It is an end mill. Overall, running off the test piece on this, we found this thing, it seems to work pretty well. The the test piece has its own G-code that comes with it, and it was pretty primitive, so I'm curious to see what G-code that came out of Fusion is going to work on this. You can see here we have our fixture. It comes with a lot of fixturing pieces. I hope that we're using these correctly, but who knows? I'm new to all this. Oh yes, and Fusion limits rapids, so this is going to take a little longer than it would otherwise. Here's the controller software, Carvera controller running on just a generic laptop. It has a mount here for a tablet, which would be a lot nicer if I had a tablet. And you can see here what our final piece is going to look like. It's quite a bit different than my 3D printed pieces have been. I simplified it a bit. There will be a little bit of post-processing work required. We're going to have to manually tap some holes because this didn't come with a thread milling bit that was large enough, but it does come with a whole lot of stuff. We've got a press for a shank press. We've got a whole bunch of fixtures and fixturing and pins and hold downs and stuff of that nature, and a bit driver and I believe this is for changing the, what's the thing that holds the tool called? Spindle. Yeah, spindle changer. And then this adorable leather box. I mean, this is so fancy. Daniel commented when he saw it, he's like, I deal with $50,000 tools that come in beat up cardboard boxes. There's a whole bunch more tools that come here. We've got some ball nose bits. We were going to use one of these, but we can't do tool changes. More flat end mills, engraving bits, drill bits, and then bit collars. That's the bit collar press. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Here's our test piece. Look at that. Just a chunk of, I don't remember what this is. ABS? Nylon? I don't know. But
Polycarb?
Oh, it might have been polycarb, but it milled it out. You can see that the, what was it? The speed was a little high and it started to melt. Yeah, it kind of drug. It like drug. You found the Bud Light light. It's a little low. It's supposed to hang over a coffee table, but I don't have the coffee table down here yet. Yeah, you can tell they're programming on their demo piece here. It started melting the chips and dragging them along. So hopefully a slightly nicer program works a little better. There's all kinds of stuff in here for their test project, including a tool that we're going to need, which is the cutter here, because we're going to have a couple tabs, because you don't really want to mill out a huge hole like this. You want to leave a piece, you know, your majority of your chips in the center. And as you can tell by our workpiece here, the final product is much slimmed down. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff this can do. You can make printed circuit boards with this. I don't have all of the masking material and whatnot for making the printed circuit board, but it is a thing you can do, which is really neat. And then there's also a laser module. Oh, there's the fourth axis. This fourth axis looks really cool. Look at that thing. Wow. I'm kind of tempted to make a I don't know, these pieces of stock are a little bit small for a shift knob, but like a really cool ergonomic shift knob or something. I don't know. I haven't quite gotten good enough with the software and stuff to do that. Daniel just handed me the laser module. It's a little on what I would consider the weak side, but there she is. 5-watt laser module, so that'll engrave on some wood if you want to. I don't know if it'll cut gasket material or not. Fortunately, I already have some gaskets cut, so I won't be needing that. But we've got our code loaded. There's what our cut path looks like. The touchscreen, actually, this software was clearly designed for a touchscreen, and it works really well with one. So this cheap touchscreen laptop that I got out of a junk pile actually works really, really well for this. Also worth mentioning that the auto leveling, it will actually probe and auto level using this probe here. That is all handled by the Carvera controller itself. You don't have to do that manually in software. It also has provisions for vacuum as well as a compressed air blower, neither of which I have, but I do have the probe. Since that's built in, that just goes under like that, slots in just like any other tool. And tool changes are really quick and easy with this handle here. Other than that, we've got wasteboard, we've got hold downs, we've got a reasonably stout looking cover. I think we're ready to run our part off, hopefully. It should take about an hour. Machine is on, the machine is connected. I think at this point, the only button available to me is go, but then there's pause and there's steps. So I think I hit go, Set work origin. So it shows us the faint outline of our anchor here.
I set this program up to run with that at 00.
Yeah. So config 00. Oh, there we go. Okay, it took a second to update. That looks correct.
It shows 00 like
Yeah.
into that clamp though. You see that?
Yeah. I think that's just a graphical oddity. I don't know. Let's see if it crashes it or not. I've got 2 more of these tools. So we take out this guy, which is used for auto leveling. Oh wait, no, the probe is used for auto leveling.
That's just to keep something in the spindle.
It's dirty now. It's hard to see where the spindle is. All right, so that's in there. Press confirm. Confirm pressed. Oh, I guess it is just for keeping something in there, because it's going to use this, which also has a super fun laser pointer. That's really cool. And now it's going to go and it's going to probe a pattern to find the top of the workpiece.
If that comes down right there, you need to stop it. So it's outlining our job, right?
Yeah,
And it's off.
it is.
So
It needs
probably need to move X over.
X off. Yeah, it needs a how many millimeter? It needs a 5mm X offset.
Stop that so it doesn't touch and break the probe.
Bonk. You were right. It wasn't a graphical glitch. It is actually accurate.
Go just a little more so the probe doesn't hit the side of the block.
5.
We got plenty of room in X. I do like 8.
8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Run. Okay, so now it's tracing out our new work area on the part with the laser. So this is a sanity check. Goes off the edge on the y-axis. I think we're fine with that. Just making sure it doesn't run into any of our fixturing pieces. Sick. Wait on what? What do you want from me?
Shut the lid so we can turn the spindle on.
But there is a tool in it. Does it want me to put the tool in it now? I guess I'll just put a dang old thing in it. Oh yeah, because now it's going to probe the tool height. So it doesn't rely on the tool library to tell how much engagement this tool has. It's going to use this buttony boy here. So I'm just going to close our lid and hit go. And it is going to go down and figure out how tall that end mill is. And that was the Spiral O Shank single flit 3.175. Gosh, that's cool. I love robots, dude.
The interesting thing here is I'm just as nervous about this as when we do it on a $5 million machine.
Oh, it's spun up.
Can I get that clamp way away from the clamp?
Yes. Aggressive. So it's only taking material off in one direction. Is that a climb or a...
It's actually zigzagging right now.
Oh, okay.
So it's climbing and conventional. When it goes to the left, it's going to be a climb. When it comes back to the right, it would be a conventional. Right now.
Okay, it's a lot quieter when it's climbing.
Yeah, climb is generally the way you do everything.
Ah. Well, that's the part done. We hit the E-stop towards the end because it's profiling around the edge to give me a guideline when I cut, and we weren't really sure how far to let it go, so we just let it do a couple circuits and then killed it. So now we just need to move the gantry out of the way, and we'll have our part. A couple notes. The bit sounded like it was getting chewed up pretty quick, but we'll see what it looks like once it cools down. And also the machine was disconnecting from the controller software every like 10 seconds or so, and I could not get it to reconnect. So that was kind of unfortunate for monitoring it. huge shout out to my vintage contact vacuum cleaner. Yerp. I need a 3D print adapter, but I was just holding it up to the vacuum port here, and you saw midway through the process that it started picking up chips just fine. So that was cool. Now I need to vacuum all the rest out of here because I didn't start doing that from the beginning. I'm stuck in this situation where it is waiting to connect and then disconnecting. So I guess if you want to hit the power switch in the back, and I'll keep my hand on this in case it decides it wants to run through the part while homing on power up. Oh, thank heavens. It does the thing.
Well, it's...
Oh, and it reconnected immediately.
It's like industry standard to move Z first. All that kind of stuff.
Well, props on Makera for following the industry standard, I suppose. And now it has a steady thing. Fortunately, the way this works is it uploads the NC file into the machine itself, so the controller's not really active in any of this process while it's cutting something, so that's not a deal breaker of an issue to have. And it didn't do it when running the demo program, so that might have just been because I had another CNC device connected to this computer at the same time. There we go, and now I can...
Pull that cutter out of there and see what we're saying.
Yeah, I wonder how hot it is.
It's not.
Oh, really?
Not anymore.
Not in what?
Not anymore. If we had it hot enough that it's still hot right now, it would have... We'd have had melted aluminum and everything else.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that looks fine. There's our part.
I should have acted like it was hot.
Let's get this bee out of here.
Hopefully that's not too thick in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
You nailed that. Wow. So you didn't do the tabs?
Nope.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So you can see the surface finish there on the angled pieces is actually pretty good for being a square cutter. Look at that. I mean, it's not like flawlessly smooth or anything, but I mean, for what we're doing, that's fine. Now, I just need to go run a tap through these holes, cut off the excess with a bandsaw, and deburr it a little bit.
Oh, dude. Dude.
Not bad for a consumer machine.
No, and like the first time writing a program for it, and nice. This is how we do stuff in industry.
This sounds very official, in industry. Let's go put it on the car. Except not today because it's cold out.
All right, I'm cutting the excess stock off my part and tapping the holes because I didn't have an M6 thread mill. Unfortunately, I apparently also catted these holes wrong and they were just a little bit too small, so I have to drill them out. But I don't have the right size drill bit, so I will probably go to the store and get a metric drill bit set because running the tap through a hole that wasn't quite the right size really sucked. All right, one threaded hole. Well, I think she's a certified beauty in there. Not too bad for my first part run off the CNC. I guess now, I did Loctite the absolute crap out of those, so they won't be backing out or anything, but I guess now, only thing left to do, see if it starts. Fuel pump, hello? Well, that's not great. I wonder if it's actually getting voltage. I suppose I should have probably checked that. Actually, I can check that. Yes, there is voltage, because that is the same circuit. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, we got our fuel pump hooked up. It's pulling through the fuel filter now. Let's see if it primes. I have my doubts, but I really need to just move that thing back on the fuel tank. Ooh, it runs. I think it's primed. Let's see if it'll start. Very close. He's old choke. Or a lot of choke. There we go. Aww. Tachometer quit working. However, that is an idle. And no vacuum leaks. Oh golly gosh darn it, I think we did it. We fixed some things on the BE-1. More things than I wanted to, and now I have more things to fix than I wanted to, but successful CNC project. And I've got some thoughts on the machine. First of all, I was really ready to be skeptical. I was kind of prepared to be kind of a downer about it, but actually it's kind of won me over. The fact that it is like standards compliant and it works without like a super special post-processor is really cool. And what's even cooler is Makera is a small-ish company, but they actually are involved in the community. They had a booth at Open Source with a whole bunch of these machines just cranking out stuff constantly, which is super nifty. Their documentation seems to be pretty good, could use some work. Their software could use a lot of work, but what's also cool is the community is supporting Makera a whole lot. There's whole community builds of the firmware and community builds of the controller that add a bunch of features that I'm sure Makera will eventually integrate, but their developers cannot possibly keep up with a fleet of nerds who want to make their machines better. But that also means that even if something does happen to Makera, the machine will still be supported by the community. There's enough inertia now that you're not going to be left with a brick, even if Makera goes out of business. So, which is important when you're spending this much money on a machine. You know, you want to make sure that it's going to last, that the company is not, and the support is not just going to evaporate. So I feel pretty confident that you're not going to be wasting money by getting one of these machines. Now, how is it going to be long term? I'm not sure. And I know this is like the most lame project that anyone who's demonstrated one of these on YouTube has ever done. That's mostly just me being a complete noob. There are other projects that I want to do with this, so you'll see it more on the channel. One thing I'd like to do is make keys. Let me show you. For example, this key, brass, pretty simple, says Nissan on it. If I were to get a new key blank for this car, it wouldn't say Nissan on it. What a shame. But with a CNC, I could make key blanks, and I could make that Nissan super 3D, make it stand out. Something else I'd like to do, this thing's missing its BE-1 badge. I have it in there, but it's just like a sticker. I want to make a 3D billet BE-1 badge for this thing. How cool would that be, you know? I've got lots of ideas. I just need to get a little bit more confident with the software. You'll see more of it, probably not in dedicated videos, but I'll be using it to make parts for sure. I mean, I've got it, might as well. So check out the machine and links in the description below. There might be a code or something, I'm not quite sure yet. I don't know when this video is going up, but I hope you had a good holiday season and a good new year. If it goes up next year, it's December right now. You can tell because it's short sleeve weather. Thanks for watching.